Yeah, this is the official kickoff for Washington Summit 2013. We have over 200 people here today to hear from Congressman Deutsch, Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce, about our issues that we're taking to Washington in October.
We're taking a delegation up to a Washington Summit, and we're going to push on the immigration issue. We're going to put on Porsche expansion, the Port Everglades. We need to be able to have our voices heard up in D.C. So we're taking a lot of businessmen up with us. We're going to meet with as many people as we can meet to tell our version to try to get the economy moving.
75 business leaders from the Fort Lauderdale Chamber are going to come to Washington, have an opportunity to really make a mark on the process, to be able to meet with the people in the administration who are formulating policy, to meet with lawmakers who are making policy, and to try to bring some sense of reason to what's going on in Washington right now. I can't wait for them to come. I can't wait for this to happen.
We'll be there for 4 days, and we will be having dinner at the Brazilian ambassador's residence. We'll be meeting with the delegation from Florida, the congressional delegation at Florida House. We'll be having political pundits speak and a lot of other interesting speakers.
The reason I'm so thrilled to welcome you is because by bringing your voices to Washington, by bringing that business sense, by meeting with my colleagues, with members of both parties, by meeting with administration officials to talk about how important it is to come together to figure out how to come up with a rational solution that will produce a budget, how to come together in order to pass comprehensive immigration reform, how to find ways to make the kinds of investments in infrastructure like Port Everglades that will help prepare us to compete not just against one another in other states, but compete internationally. Those are the things that we have to do. Your coming to Washington will go a very long way to help drive that process. You're coming at the perfect time.
The WASI Foundation is a proud partner with the Greater Fort Lauderdale DC Summit. I am going along with 3 other nonprofits in town, which is a great opportunity for them to get out there and network amongst the business community.
There has been some movement to take away the charitable deduction that individuals can do in that they make their charitable donations and they do get charitable deductions. So there has been some move by Congress to do away with that. Hence, then the donations to the various charities would drop because a lot of people do contribute to organizations that are charitable in nature so that they can deduct that from their taxes. Part of the other reason that it's important for not-for-profits to be represented in Washington is because many of the funding that the not-for-profits need start and funnel down from Washington to the state of Florida. So I'm not going particularly because of a funding request that my organization has, but more to support the Fort Lauderdale Chamber and all of the issues that the Fort Lauderdale Chamber is presenting in Washington, D.C.
One of the reasons that FPL wanted to take the position of presenting sponsor is because we felt strongly that Congress is ripe now for an opportunity to look at some of our legislative issues. One of the issues on the agenda is energy policy, as well as tax issues that are all important to the company. And this was our opportunity to join with business leaders who have similar interests and really make a statement in concert.
Well, I'm really excited about it because when we go to Washington with one voice, a group of business people from one community, I think they listen to us. I think that we bring a unique perspective to what needs to happen in Washington, D.C. So I'm really excited about it. I think that we can do some real good because we're talking about infrastructure. I mean, energy is so pervasive in all of our lives. I think that as a business community, the fact that we can come together and show an appreciation for something like energy and then go together and have FPNL as a sponsor for the entire business community to take one voice from Washington, D.C. from Broward County, I think that's extremely important.
And you know, I think this is going to help the gridlock in Washington. We need more business-minded people to understand that we have issues and we need to find solutions. We don't need to talk about Democrat, Republicans. We need to find solutions to real problems. And I think that's what this is represented in today.
One of the things that this does help within our membership is a lot of businesses join a chamber with the idea, what can I do? How is it going to make a difference to my business? This gives them a voice, it gives a platform, whether they can fly to Washington or not. As we formed our issues and formed what we wanted to take up, those business owners were all solicited and had a voice in this. It really does. A chamber like ours can be a united voice to make a big difference and a big impact.